What is up?
Hey,
Hey, y'all.
how y'all doing?
Doing good.
Doing good.
Come on in.
What a week. Oh my God.
Honey,
Ooh,
what a past
sounds
24 hours.
I know, right?
That's what I'm talking about. And forget me not.
Hello, thanks for joining. Come on in. You know the routine. You are here with us at the chat where our conversations are unscripted, unfiltered, and uncut. Please be sure to let us know where you are tuning in from. Give us a big old hello so we can say hello to you. And we will get started in just a few seconds. We're going to let people get on in here.
Come on in.
You to miss out on all this great conversation that we have for you all.
Fire.
Be sure to share. Go ahead and share with your friends, because anybody who may want to be able to get their comment out there, if they have not been able to comment on anybody's platform today, they will have an opportunity on ours today.
Come on in. Grab a seat on the front row.
All right, get your drink, get your popcorn. Let's get it.
Mm-hmm. Sit on Team Will side.
Did you say sit on Team Will side?
Sit on Team Will side. I came with receipts. Come on.
Oh, okay. He is ready. So how was you guys this week and weekend? What was going on?
I actually had a good weekend. Saturday, we had a company game night at the mental health agency I work at. I didn't enjoy that, but I liked the fact that everybody came together. We had they played spades. I don't know how to play spades. They played a game called Bullshit. Don't know how to play that.
Yeah.
You ever heard of that?
Yeah,
I didn't know how to play anything. So when everybody wasn't looking, I snuck out and I went to Marshall's and TJ Maxx and to the and then I came back and kind of slipped back in. But I didn't know how to play any of those games, but it was a good thing. And then Sunday night, it was a couples dinner. We all went to Texas Day Brazil?
Oh yeah.
All those meats. That was my first time ever going there, so that was really nice.
Did you enjoy that? I
really did. It came so fast though, but I didn't realize you're supposed to have the card upside down. Because I can't eat now. They just kept bringing meat. And I was like, okay.
Right. You want some pork? I'm eating the steak, and then they're like, "We got bacon wrap."
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, hold up a second.
Right, on both sides of
places, honestly.
Right.
Yeah. Well, what about y'all? What y'all do?
Well, my weekend was kind of boring. I spent the weekend just fulfilling orders, and that's it.
Oh, that's right. Well, that's good. That's money.
Right.
Yeah.
That's exposure. That's growth.
Yeah. I take it that way, but it's done in solitude, so it's not really exciting. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anybody else? Anybody slap anybody this weekend or anything like that? Nobody.
I don't know about slapping nobody.
Can't wait.
Nobody disrespected my wife on live television.
Oh gosh,
that's right.
I know you wouldn't.
Nobody's disrespecting a wife on live national television.
Now, my love bug came home, and so I get excited when my love bug comes home. So,
that's Asia, right? Okay.
We don't want to mess you up. So
I know,
like nobody's photos.
Oh, jeez.
Which one is her love bug? She don't like none of their photos. I don't know who she's talking about.
Yes.
Comments about
Asia came home this weekend, so that was good. And I mean, we're down to about a month and a half. No, next April, a month and a half, and she'll be graduating. So
wow,
good, awesome,
congratulations.
That was quick.
I know, right?
I mean, for us, I'm sure for her, it probably wasn't quick.
I don't know, because my baby she was like, Mama, like, I'm just drained. Like, I just don't even know. And
yeah.
And I was like, but babe, like when it's over, like, and then she was like, can you believe it? And she brings in her undergrad degree. And then she's like, can you believe it? I'm going to have 2 of these, Mama. And can you believe I'm going to be 24?
Oh my gosh. That's good. That's good. That's good.
Awesome.
So everybody's in. Everybody have a nice seat. It's good. You have something to drink.
Everyone sit down. Make sure you're sitting down for tonight's episode.
At least to start. I know y'all gonna be on your feet before.
Yeah. We're gonna lead them into it. We don't gotta just throw them off the cliff.
Right. Keep sharing. I would love for us to get up to about 20, 30 people. Let's go.
Yeah, come on.
Let's go.
Right. What are we gonna start off with though? Because come on.
Well,
Chanel, why don't you go?
I wouldn't mind going. Let's go. Okay, so we ended the show last week. I was telling you about this letter that I was going to read this week. So here we go. The title of the letter is "My husband," in quotes, husband is married. Okay, I am single and living my best life. I've done very well raising my kids as a single mother, 1 girl, 1 boy. I recently reconnected with an ex from almost 2 decades ago. Through catching up on our life happenings over the years, I learned that he is still with and subsequently married to the woman he went back to after he and I parted ways, or kind of. At the time, they had 1 child that was born before he and I met. Over the years, they welcomed 3 more children. He finished college and is doing very well for himself and his family. And in parentheses, it says, rolling my eyes. When we parted years ago, I must add that our connection lingered for a while. I felt that him wanting to do the best for the child was the driving force. The departure wasn't ugly or heinous. It just fell off. And in hindsight, it was probably intentional on his part as to not really hurt me. Then again, it could have been him reaping the benefits as long as he could. Nonetheless, he moved on without me, as did I. Now that we have reconnected, the admiration and such, that we had is still there and very much alive. At present, things have gotten hot and heavy. In parentheses, don't judge me. It is an amazing connection, undeniable. I know most people would say that I'm setting myself up, but I don't think it has to be that way. I do want everything she has for myself eventually, but not necessarily from him, and him is in all caps. I go out, I date, I have fun, I have a life. He is not my man, quote. I'm enjoying this time. In a way, though, I feel like I have a claim too. My questions are, and I'm going to read, so the questions are, I'm going to put these questions in a different order than this writer has them. What do you think is going on here? What questions, if any, would you ask him if you were me? Other than walking away, how would you handle the situation?
What question would I have? I mean, what's up?
What I got is this. They were in a relationship years ago.
I feel like she's already made her choice. I mean, there is no questions. I feel like she's already made up her mind what it's going to be. I mean, and if this man already has a family, and you are now like, no matter how much you side eye his family, it is what it is. I mean, there are no questions that ask like, would you want to? Are you gonna leave your wife? Like.
She's comfortable in second place. She's comfortable in that position because after she found out, the story still continued. So she stayed. It wasn't like a deal breaker. So she's pretty much said, "Okay, I'm good with that. I'm good with second best."
I mean, I start asking all kind of. Because it's like, how would we handle the situation? Well, first off, she should probably just leave. I say block them. Move on, find somebody else. who's not carrying so much baggage, because the other questions lead to that. You know, are they actually married? And I don't mean it like that. Like, I mean, she said that they're married, but I just mean, does she know the whole story? Does she really know what's going on with them? Or does she only have his side? Does she know the intricate details of their relationship? Are they separated? Are they in entanglements? Was she just an entanglement? You know, hit on a later topic.
Is she afraid to ask? It seems to be like she doesn't want to know the truth. She's fine. She's comfortable. She's hoping that, you know, he chooses me this time, and evidently he hasn't. So sometimes you can want something so bad, know it's not going to happen, and just be so afraid to hear the truth. The truth could be, you know, I enjoy what we have, but I'm not going to leave my family. I'm not going to leave my wife or whatever the case is.
Did he fly her out of town?
Yeah. And didn't you say something about like this has been ongoing for like on and off for some time?
It says they reconnected, so apparently there was a break.
But she's okay, and she said that he had a child when they met, and then one, and then 3 more came after. And so, yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's any questions that need to be asked. Matter of fact, I would be asking her the damn questions. I wouldn't be asking her shit.
Yeah, because that's it. I'm asking her questions, and I feel bad because, you know I don't want to judge her prematurely. Obviously, we don't know her literally. I don't mean it like that, but I just mean I don't want to say that she's a bad person or anything. But you start asking those questions, like you find out he's married, has some kids. No matter what your past is, he's clearly moved on from you. And I don't mean that, like he moved on, by action, but emotionally he's still entertaining you. And I don't think that she wants that in her life. Honestly, if she really thinks deep down on it, I think that she should move on before it gets messy.
Get off that train before it derails.
But the likelihood of that happening,
yeah, I don't think she's gonna take our advice.
Yeah,
I know she's listening to us.
Probably not.
Be honest with yourself. You ain't gonna take our advice. You're gonna do what you want to do. We're not even gonna judge you, right? We don't know, unless it shows up in the news,
right? And more than likely, she's probably not the only one anyway.
Oh yeah,
more than likely.
Yeah,
more than likely.
Well,
I say jump ship.
Okay. Does anybody in the chat have anything to say? Do y'all have anything to add? Like I don't know.
Leave that man. Leave him.
Yeah.
I mean, she knows what to do. It's not even really yours.
She knows
yeah, she said it's not her. Yeah, she did say that.
Can you leave somebody who's not? I mean, like, what? Can you? Anyway, okay.
You don't leave the man. You just exit stage left the situation.
Yeah. That's definitely a situation. It's a lose-lose for her, honestly.
Absolutely.
Well, I guess unless she wins and he leaves his family.
But usually, come on now.
I'm just saying.
That don't happen.
I feel like that's every Hallmark movie. Well, not Hallmark, Lifetime.
Amy says she thinks she's gullible. That's true. She could be gullible.
I wonder what he's been telling her though, because she said, "What kind of questions will we ask?" But I'm kind of like, what has he been saying? How did he hide the marriage? Was he hiding it?
No, I didn't get the impression that he was hiding the marriage, because she was like, he's married. He got married. He got into a relationship after we disconnected or whatever. And reconnected, and now he's married with 4 children. And he married the person that he went back to the person that he was with when we stopped messing around. That's what she said.
Yeah.
Which means she was the fallback person in the beginning.
Again.
The fall forward, the fall middle, the fall.
She was the rebound 20 years ago.
I don't think he left her in the first place when they were messing around, honestly.
Say that again.
I don't even think he was single when they were first messing around. It seems
No,
like
I think that he was trying to decide where he was gonna go, where he
was probably cheating on her, cheating on the primary.
Yeah. I believe he had an ace in the hole the whole time, but anyway.
Of course.
But there's a whole population of people, not just women, men and women, who don't mind being second, who will prefer to be second. It's less work being second. I see you when I want.
I had a coworker say that before.
When I want to get the benefit,
say that.
I don't have to. You don't have to know my whereabouts every day.
Right. They don't have to be in too deep. No strings attached.
Exactly.
They're like, oh well, he's got a whole family that he has to take care of.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as we just having fun, then you don't have to have any serious conversations. You're not,
expectations. That word.
Expectations.
Yeah.
But she should definitely block him.
But we all know that that's probably not going to happen for the mere fact that she has submitted this question. And, I just feel like, when people submit questions that's so detailed or a state stories that are so detailed, it's like, you already know what you want to do. You already know, what you gonna do. You gonna stick it out with this man because you enjoy whatever it is that you're getting from him, whether it's sex, whether it's time, whether it's whatever it is.
Gifts, it could be gifts, it could be vacations, it could be whatever.
Right. So, so that's that. But
absolutely.
So I have another story.
Okay.
Another story we want to let's see. My story is kind of crazy because I'm like,
we need crazy.
All right. Let's see.
This is all of us right now. Tell us, Shanika.
Oh wait. Oh gosh, y'all. Wait, cause see, I be messing up. Wait. Ooh.
Okay, no disclaimers. Just find it.
Okay, wait. Oh my gosh. I sent it to y'all, right?
What was it?
Oops.
Oh, maybe I sent it in my wait a minute. Maybe I did send in my regular email. Okay, so anyway, so does anybody else have any? Okay, wait, read the comment.
She needs to play her position.
True.
I'll go into my Dolly Parton topic that I was reading. I was supposed to do 2 weeks ago. Do you have it?
I got it. Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay. It's entitled Single and Confused. I am a woman in my late 40s, divorced for 5 years, and recently decided to start mingling and dating. I met this young man in his early 30s. We have talked general conversation on and off, more off than on, for about 4 months because I just don't feel he is a good communicator. So why put any energy into it? These conversations have been via text or over the phone. We have only met in person one time. Whenever he addresses me, it's either by beautiful or my favorite person. One day he sent me a message that said, "You would never believe what you were doing in my dream last night." Me, probably not. He then says, "You give the best oral in my dream. You give the best oral in my dreams. I couldn't focus all day." Me, me, really. Him, I just had to tell you that a part of me regrets telling you and a part of me wants to find out. I'm confused. Me, those are your thoughts and dreams. Why the regret? If women throw themselves at your feet, as you say, then why the regret? This is when it became weird. He said, "I usually don't ask. They usually tell me they want to give me oral within 24 hours of meeting me. I guess you're different." I was blown away. I'm all for saying what it is you want, because a closed mouths don't get fed. No pun intended. But wow, this is my question. Is this what it's like being back in the dating game? Men thinking they can somehow entice you to do something that they claim other women have done? Is this what the dating game has come to, or am I overthinking this? Please help. Single and confused.
God damn. I feel like this was him behind the phone when she didn't just jump into his lap and start, giving him this oral that he dreamed about. He was like, "Oh, it's all good. I regret saying it." I don't know. That's crazy. I mean, obviously I'm not in the dating game anymore, but I mean, I hope it's not like that.
I think in this situation, because he's young, it seems like he's a little inexperienced. Like he may not have had many encounters because this is not how women are. So maybe he's just doesn't have many reference points.
Yeah, it does kind of
like
seem
I just read that and I'm just like, what the hell?
Maybe he just doesn't have many reference points, I guess.
I mean, because that was, I mean, first off, you know, the whole, I was thinking he was in high school. You know, the whole, like, you know, he had his feet up on the wall, he on the phone, hanging upside down. What would you do if I kissed you after prom? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's, it kind of seemed like that. Like, what?
Like, I don't even fucking know. I don't even like that. I don't even know. I don't even know. Somebody in the dating game, please. I mean,
I agree with Fabian. He's like, you just threw it out there to see if she would be like, okay, let me I'll do it.
Yeah, because I'm like, hold on a second. I know he didn't just think that she would just be like, oh yeah, of course. Oh, you think that's how I would do it? Wait until you find out, right? Like, or I don't know what.
Right, that's what I'm imagining. Like, is this what's happening? Like, what?
Right.
Like, what?
Because no, I don't know women doing that unless you holding racks in your hand.
I mean, all I can think about is this what the game? I mean, like, was this your punchline? I mean, was this the line? Like, is this what you use? Like, I need you to get some coaching because I'm not sure about that. I don't
young and clearly inexperienced.
I think it's the population. It's the population for that. It's the population for everything. There are guys out there who talk about that. There are girls who send texts like that. Let me see what you got. Stuff like that. I mean, you know, Shanika, you know, well, I don't know what your clientele is, but I got
some. As soon as somebody asks me for a picture, I block
them. Yeah, I don't have any. Most of my clients are, well, actually, all of them, except maybe like one that's married. So, like,
oh, let's see.
Yeah, I don't have
a lot of hot ones, and yeah, they send those texts. They show me pictures and texts and stuff like that. So I mean, it's both ways. There's a whole population for that. They have those conversations comfortably.
Right. I think that's the key. Is it was unsuccessful because I mean, I'm not saying that everyone's throwing themselves at him, but maybe it's worked in the past, and he always had the backup. Like, oh, I mean, ha ha ha, I was just being silly.
Yeah,
awkward. But
you know what? I heard one of my clients say that, and she was talking to a female stylist in the shop, like there was a shortage of good men. So it's like she gave me the impression that women are really chasing men versus men chasing women. Like they're in short supply. Like good men are in short supply.
I don't know where they at.
That's what I gathered from the conversation that we're having.
Because I'll never.
You are a special breed, Chanel. We know that. But other women and other girls.
I mean, but are they chasing men with the intent to fix them up? Are they chasing?
No, just chasing like there's a shortage of them. Like that, like the women are outnumbered.
In other words, like I'm gonna get him, he gonna be mine, kind of thing.
That sounds scary.
Like where are they?
Right? I mean, like
a whole carload of us can go over there and go get him. It's like it's a shortage. The conversation was like there's a shortage of good men. I don't know if it's a type man that you guys are I don't know that y'all are looking for. I mean, but I got the impression that it wasn't the situation of men back in my day when I was even thinking about it. You know, the guys, they would go out, they were pursuing the girls, but to them, it's like they trying to figure out where the guys at, where the guys going to be. They trying to figure out where to go to get men, to find men, to meet men.
Right.
Yeah. And unfortunately, men aren't going anywhere.
Yeah,
that is what's going on. Okay, Michelle said that is what's going on. I don't go to the country because shit. I just go to the country. I'm not trying to be funny, but you might have to. You might have to fix them up. But I mean, you can go and hang.
I like that hand movement. You might have to. Like I was like, hey, you box it up.
They can build, they build houses and make stuff, because they all got a trade. Like go down to the country and get you a country man.
Yeah. Get somebody who could fix your sink, right?
Huh?
Like somebody who could fix your house when things aren't
Right,
working.
like you ain't got to call the plumber, and you ain't got to call the brick mason because they
don't want him. You don't want him.
But that's what I mean. It's I think it's kind of subjective because some women are like, I mean, when a woman is in a relationship, clearly she's not like, oh, there's no men. She found somebody that she enjoys, even if it's not her ideal, like her dream, because that's not real. But I think when you hearing stories like this, it's not that. I mean, the conversation just isn't there because who knows? Like maybe they would have liked each other if they had an organic chance meeting.
Mhm.
Like maybe they were in a friend group, and I'm talking like P Diddy. Bring your friends, and I'm gonna bring my friends, and we could be friends. You know what I mean? Like if they would have had that chance, maybe it would have been fine. But instead, these internet relationships and I met him on Facebook or I met him on Twitter. I just feel like that's the prime place where people try and do risque things to try and seem different, and they end up looking like a fool.
Yep.
Listening to Kevin Samuels.
Okay.
Exactly. Okay, any more comments? Because we're gonna start bullshitting. We're gonna go to the topic.
Yeah.
That y'all been avoiding. But okay.
Because
Because we're gonna go to the topic. So everybody's been talking about it all day, ever since last night, since I saw it in live motion and I posted it in the group chat and was excited to talk about it all day. We're gonna talk about it right now.
Right now.
Those of you who have been asleep at work or whatever who did not see it, I have something better than that. We're gonna watch the video so that we can talk about what happened.
Will Smith just smacked the out of me. You know who's got the hardest job tonight? Javier Bardem and his wife are both nominated. Now, if she loses, he can't win. He is praying that Will Smith wins. Like, please, Lord. Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith.
Oh, they cut the audio on us, huh?
Okay. That was a greatest night in the history of television. Okay. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the out of me.
ウィル・スミスにやられました。
Wow, dude. It was a G.I. Jane joke.
G.I. ジェーンのジョークだったんです。
I'm going to, okay? Okay.
Okay. So.
Woo!
Did anybody see it live? We were laying in bed watching. I was like, oh, that was nice how they did that. I thought it was staged until it went silent, until I saw that they cut the audio. And then I saw Will back and I saw his face. I was like, oh, shit. This is
I did not see it live. When you posted it, I was like, and I went to the link that you sent.
Uh-huh.
I don't see it, Shanika. He was like, I don't think, like, where's that at? I was like, it's got to be like, because I'm seeing him, like, it's got to be like 27, like it says like 20, it happened like 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And then Walter was like, I don't see it, Shanika. I don't see it. So then as soon as he said that, he went straight on Facebook and there was ding, 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 ding.
Everywhere.
All over.
But listen,
All over.
Serena's dad just made a statement. Venus and Serena's dad just made a statement.
Oh, just now?
Yes, he said the father of Venus and Serena Williams said Monday he condemns violence a day after Will Smith slapped comedian Chris Rock at the Oscar ceremony and then won an Academy Award for playing him in the movie King Richard. We don't know all the details of what happened, Richard Williams, via his son, told NBC News, but we don't condone anyone hitting anyone unless it is in self-defense. Lassane said his father was as surprised as anyone when Smith suddenly retaliated against Rock for making a joke about his wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, at the Sunday Spectacle.
Was anybody shocked? Number one, I immediately, like you did, Shanika, I went online. I first saw Barbara Sierra, and everybody in her, surprisingly, they were Team Chris. They felt that Will Smith was absolutely wrong. They felt like you know, I understand that was his wife. I understand that, you know, she has alopecia. She's been sharing about it. It's a very vulnerable state to be in. But still, there's a time and place for everything. And for him to just walk up there, because he didn't do it to August, he didn't do it to Rick Ross, he didn't do it to other people who were talking about Jada Pinkett, but he wanted to choose Chris Rock, of all people, to go and practice his toxic masculinity on live TV, overshadowing everything. I mean, there were LGBT speeches with the girl. What is the girl name in the pretty red dress? Forgot her name. Her speech was wonderful. But when you think about the show, all you're going to think about is this shit with Will Smith and Chris Rock. And then he wants to get up there and apologize and talk about how God wants him to use him for love and blah, blah, blah. And then I didn't see love about 20 minutes ago. So how did y'all feel about it? I mean, Shanika, I know you're exhausted with the topic.
What'd you say, Will?
I said I know you're exhausted with the topic because it's been everywhere. But how do you feel about it? I mean,
yeah, go ahead, Chanel.
Everybody, I was shocked to hear that so many women, black women, and I didn't, you know, excuse me, I'm not a black woman, but I didn't know that there was this thing going around that finally black men are protecting their black woman. I didn't know that was the issue. Is that an issue? Is that a thing that y'all talk about, that black men don't stand up?
Okay, so it is a topic. It is a topic that black women feel that they're not being protected, and I would say by black men, but I think it's being protected by people in general. But I mean, I think it's more so directed towards our black men because there's so many things that black men. Okay, I don't want to say so many things, but there are things that are happening within our community that are, you know, when you get down to domestic violence and things, you know, they're you know, when you listen to music and songs, but I mean that's been going on for years. You know, like women have been disrespected in music. You know, last year we talked about Meek Mill and the whole little thing on the bus, the whole little you know stuff going on the bus. So you know, it's I don't want to cut out. I want Chanel to go because yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I was shocked that he did that. Let me get this out the way. I don't condone violence. However, I didn't look at this from a black man or men or women not feeling protected. I'm looking at this from offenses and outcomes. And if you offend somebody or you bully somebody, harass somebody, you don't get to choose their outcome. Now, whatever they do, how they respond, they have to live with it for sure. But I knew when I saw it on CNN this morning that a lot of focus would be placed on his reaction as opposed to the trigger. Because we are triggered, but we're supposed to be composed. We're supposed to not respond. And this is, you know, as a people, you know, we're supposed to, kids are taught nowadays, because when I was in school, you could hit people back. Kids are taught nowadays, when you hit somebody, go tell. So it's this culture where, you know, people can do things to you and you have to be the bigger person and you have to respond appropriately and you have to, no. Chris Rock was wrong. Will was wrong. I think Will need to be, receive his reprimand for whatever they decide to do, but I do not feel that that should include him having to relinquish his Oscar.
Mm-hmm.
He played the role, and he played it very well.
So
But my
okay, go ahead.
Bullies, oftentimes, comedians hide behind it's a joke when they're bullying people. Now, Will lives in the house with Jada. She's been dealing with this for years. It is traumatic. It is emotional. It's very harmful for a woman to lose her hair and to have to shave her head, not because she wants to, she's trying to be cute, but because she has to.
Mm-hmm.
So he did not consider that when she's been very public about her struggle. He made the comment. Oh, but it's a joke. Oh, is it a joke when 6 and 7 and 10-year-olds are bullied or teased on a playground? They go home and hang themselves. They say they were joking. They don't say that. And did the camera zoom in on Jada's face when the joke was made? Because I was paying attention to her. So I'm not saying that he was for hitting him, but I'm saying that Chris was wrong, and we need to stop focusing as much on the reaction as we do the trigger.
I disagree. I totally disagree. That was a night of everybody poking fun. I understand that it was a sensitive subject. I work in the hair industry. I know women are very sensitive about their hair issues. She's been on it. I know she's probably going through something hard, but that is the name of the game. Chris Rock.
She's supposed to suck it up because it's funny for everybody else.
Boo, yeah. Actually, she was.
No.
She was. But my issue is with his response.
Right.
Now, it's a whole other ball game, whether that was a joke to make. I don't think it was particularly good for when they were joking Dame, whatever, about the look what's up. They were like, did they look up the reviews? So the whole evening was full of this. That just came with the territory. Anybody who goes to those knows, especially sitting on the front row, you're a target. You go to a comedy show, you're a target. It comes with the territory. Now, this particular issue, because perhaps, she's going through it and it's her hair. Maybe if it was something else, he was joking and wouldn't be as serious. But it went with the territory. It is Chris Rock, and that's what's going on. Will had no right to get his skinny ass up and go and hit him in his face. That is what I'm talking about. Was totally uncalled for, totally uncouth, and it overshadowed the whole evening. His response was off. So this whole thing about him defending his woman, you sat there, bitch, and lied and laughed the first seconds after it happened, until you probably looked over at her and saw she wasn't happy. And then you probably didn't want to have to deal with what was going to happen when you got home. And she talked about Tupac or August or whatever, because you didn't do that shit to them. So why get up and then you smirk on your way back to the seat?
He did.
Yeah, that was something that made me think it was
Sit down. Sit your ass down. That's what he should have did. He should have had several seats.
Okay, so.
And Chris should sue. I would. Now I know he's taking the high road, but Will's worth $200 million. I would go after $199 million of it. That's what I would do.
So I have gone through like many, like all up and down the internet, looking at people's opinions, celebrities' opinions, regular people's opinions, thoughts, and everything, and it was a lot of people who were not feeling the way that Will handled it. And so I had to think to myself, okay, Shanika, obviously, again, because let me not say again, but obviously I do not condone violence. But am I one to judge on how a person handles what they do? No, I can't judge that, because I talk about me. I have handled some stuff in ways that somebody might think was distasteful too. And I had to think about that time when I threw that damn sandwich at that man and my damn husband. You know what I'm saying? But in the moment when I was in it, I was like, you're not getting ready. And granted, I didn't smack him, but pretty much, because I threw the damn sandwich back at him, and I felt like in the moment, you're not going to disrespect my fucking husband. That's how I felt. So, and then after the fact, it had to turn into a lesson because my kid was standing next to me, and I'm like, okay, listen.
So you agree with Will?
I'm not saying that my behavior was okay. I'm not saying that.
He didn't like my photo.
I had to then look at my child because then she was like, "That's my man." Like she was pretending to be, don't be disrespecting my man. And be like, listen. I was like, listen, I know, but I'm like, listen, that is not the way that you handle things. But, in that moment, I was not thinking where we were. I was not thinking about none of that. I didn't appreciate what the man did. So I was like, no, like my husband couldn't do nothing. My husband couldn't do nothing about it. Anyway, so I just felt like I couldn't be the one. I'm not the one to judge. Was it distasteful? Yes, it was distasteful. But when people are in the moment, when people are in the moment of things, you don't know what people, you don't know how people are going to react. And then, with different people. So I'm addressing it from the point of views of like all these different people who said, had things to say. Like somebody was like, well, Jada should have grabbed his arm and made him sit down. Well, I mean, I don't know. Jada thought that her husband was really going to go up there because my husband was perhaps going to go defend my honor and say something to somebody. I'm not really knowing how he's going to go defend my honor.
It could have been good that he was going up there. His name won't even go.
Right. I wouldn't think that he would be going up there to smack the shit out of somebody. But, not until this shit happened and be like, oh, my God. You know what I'm saying? But, I just ain't one to judge. It was distasteful. Yes, maybe he shouldn't have did it. But I can't say how people handle things when they're triggered by things. And it was a lot of different things that were said, like, oh, he should be the better person, or he shouldn't have said nothing, or he should have just walked away. But I still feel like on the other side of that, people were still going to be like, he didn't even say anything. It was still going to be people that was going to be on both sides.
You see him sit there while
the timing. He didn't have to do it right there in the middle of the ceremony.
He didn't have to.
They could have sat down and had the whole conversation because y'all didn't need to see it. We didn't need to see that.
Right.
That's not what I tuned in for, and that's not what
you get checked where you violate it. You get checked where you violate it.
And that was the other thing. Like I had to think.
I expected so much more from you, Chanel.
You get checked where you violate it.
Okay.
Okay. Now, honestly, let me say this though. If it were me, I don't know if they know ahead of time they're going to win Oscars. I think they may a little bit, kind of. I would have took the opportunity when I accepted my Oscar to redeem my wife. Speak about her struggle, how beautiful she is, and maybe say, jokes like that aren't nice in that kind of way. I think that would have been as effective. More effective probably and more acceptable, but he didn't know he was an opportunity probably. He knew that he was in the running for an Oscar, but he didn't know he was going to have an opportunity. And we also got to consider his mental health. We all know that for the past year or so, this man has been off.
Due to what?
Is he seeing somebody regularly? Is he on medication? We know that.
In most part by what? By the thing he was protected. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's the only reason he got up. I believe that's the only reason he got up, because he didn't want to deal with the shit when he got home. Because he was sitting there laughing when the joke was made, and he laughed on his way back.
I've been saying it for a year that she is toxic and she has brainwashed him.
But is that anybody? But is that anybody's relationship? Okay, is that anybody's relationship? Like if you didn't defend your spouse or say something or whatever, like.
We're not talking about the fact whether he defends her or not. I'm talking about during the middle of the Oscars. Sit your ass down. Don't go on stage and do that.
Now, what I think, because I agree,
I have a problem with.
Because when
I don't have a problem with him being a man. If that's what you want, if you want to choose who he wants to defend his wife for, because he didn't do it for the other people, then do that. But you do that afterwards. You do that. You know what, Chris? That was wrong. Can I talk to you real quick? That's what you do.
But nobody would have known. Nobody would have known.
Who cares? It's not our business to know. That wasn't for him to interrupt the whole ceremony. All the people who just got first-time Oscars, who their memory is gone. The whole episode is gone because of Will Smith and his antics.
Yeah.
Everybody
Let
knows G.I. Jane.
It overshadowed his
It
own
overshadowed
first
all of it.
Oscar.
That was
But
selfish of him.
it even
Extremely selfish.
overshadowed his own first Oscar win. He never won an Oscar
Exactly.
before. So the fact
And
that
truth
that
be told,
happened,
you know what Denzel said, right?
who?
At the
What-
height of
Denzel
it,
told
at the
Will
height of it or
Smith
something,
that the devil will always come to
Oh,
attack
yeah.
you.
and he gave in.
Right. He gave in. So I mean, to me, I would say, to me, I don't think people were really paying attention to what Chris Rock was saying, and I don't think that joke would have caused any stir. I mean, I didn't even know what G.I. Jill was. I was like, huh? I just didn't even get it. The joke went over my head. You know what I mean? I didn't even know what he was talking about.
I was texting. I was like, well, what is it? What was the point? And then I was like, wait, like go back to this and like look it up. Look it up and see what really was the situation. And then before I sent it back to y'all, because I was like, well, what was the big deal? And then, when I went, I was like, oh, the alopecia situation. Okay, got it. But
Yeah. So I mean, like, just to continue on that, he went up there. I mean, Chris Rock was staring at him. They were looking at each other. I thought it was gonna be like, when I saw it, I already knew he was gonna smack him because I wasn't watching it live. But I mean, if I was watching it live, I would have thought Will would take the mic and look at him and be like, keep my wife's name out your mouth, Chris. That wasn't cool. And then, I mean, Kanye West, right? I mean, like, this, it's not the first time someone has gone up on stage and done something that people didn't like. But when he smacked him, I was like, I'm like, dang. This is the rapper who didn't curse. He didn't curse in any of his songs. He just smacked him and then just walked off. And I mean, I'm like, oh. It was. I mean, honestly, it's underwhelming. Yeah, I'm just right.
Good word.
He could have tackled him.
He could have kept that. That's what he could have done.
Punched him, but he just smacked him and turned away
and walked around.
He didn't say nothing.
Like,
it just
so
was.
Disappointed. So disappointed.
Imagine if he would have grabbed the mic and said something at that moment. I'm sure it would have been a different reaction to it, even if
like
if it
something
still
like I
have
just
been
said,
good.
just to honor her beauty and her. But I'm just saying,
are y'all canceling either one of them? Because at this point, I was just like, I don't even care. Like, I don't even care to care anymore. I don't even care.
I'm gonna watch Will Smith movies, and I'm gonna watch
whatever.
Chris
Are y'all going to continue? Are y'all continuing to support Will? Are we canceling Chris Rock? Are we, all of that?
I don't think we need to cancel him. I mean, for what? I mean, the Oscars might cancel him, but I don't care. They were all
also he publicly apologized to Chris Rock.
Yeah. I mean, I'll let y'all read it with a moment of silence there. Violence in all of its forms is poisonous and destructive. My behavior at last night's Academy Awards was unacceptable and inexcusable. Jokes at my expense are part of the job, but a joke about Jada's medical condition was too much for me to bear, and I reacted emotionally. I would like to publicly apologize to you, Chris. I was out of line, and I was wrong. I'm embarrassed, and my actions were not indicative of the man I want to be. There is no place for violence in a world of love and kindness. Okay, sincerely, the man who slapped the shit out of you on live TV.
Okay, so Justin, I want to address what Justin is saying. Like, he should apologize to him, and everybody was like, when his speech, why did he apologize? Okay, I don't know if y'all may know, but people may not know. Y'all know I don't deal with apologies are really like, it's not my thing. Like, apologies are just not my thing. And so everybody who's like, he should have apologized to him last night. No, he should not have. No, he shouldn't have. Because first and foremost, it would have been fake. That was some fake shit. He did what he did. He meant that shit. So, like, don't give me no bullshit ass apology. If you're going to apologize today, after you was set.
That part, Jan. That's what he's dealing with.
But, to say he should apologize last night, no, he should not have. No, he should not have. No, he shouldn't. And that I was standing on. Like, no, because that's dumb as fuck. Like, he did that shit. He meant that shit. He meant.
Okay, where is Chris Rock's apology?
For what? He did his job.
Look at Jada.
His job. That is not the person that he is talking about.
We're not even gonna go there. No. It wasn't a general joke. It was a joke to her as a person, and he offended her. Where is the apology?
He has offended people his entire career.
Okay, but
not the other hosts. The whole time they offended people.
No, he's joked different a lot of people, but everybody do not receive jokes the same way.
Whose fault is that? Nobody can offend you. You have to take offense for what was said.
And if somebody takes offense to a joke that he's made, he can at least acknowledge that part. Come on now. He don't get a pass. He does not.
Did he say, JD, you're beautiful, something like that? Looking out for G.I. Jane. What was so bad about that? He didn't call her a bald head biddy or nothing like that. He didn't say nothing like that. I don't understand what is there. Why she has the issue. She's been public about the issue. She's having some inner struggles with the issue. So because you walk around tiptoes around it? Is that what you're saying? Don't mention anything about anything dealing with baldness. No movies like that. That's bullshit. No.
I'm gonna say like it is.
With that being said, that nobody should ever be offended about anything because there's movies out about a whole bunch of a plethora of shit.
Trust me.
And let's talk about
I know. Trust me.
That offend people that or whatever. So, and people get offended and people boycott and people this and people do all of these things about all the movies. So it's just like, you can't, it's like saying like, some things like you just don't be offended by because all of these things are happening around you. You just can't.
So for example, if I was gonna throw out a fat joke, I would throw it to Lizzo before I throw it to Gabourey Sidibe. Somebody who has publicly talked about her struggles and her emotional issues and everything that she's dealt with around her weight. I would probably say, okay, maybe she's not the one I need to do that with. Maybe I should over here to Lizzo, who walk around naked and makes body positivity. Jada has been very clear about her struggle with her hair and how she feels about it.
Okay, well, I don't know if that was a good analogy, but
I don't know. I don't either.
An issue with what we're joking. Why would we do that? Why would we do that? She's been very public about her struggle with her hair, emotional toll, everything. She's been very public with that. And he was insensitive. The joke was insensitive.
The joke was
okay, and I said that the joke could have been a different joke.
And Will and you and I. Well, I don't know if I had messaged you because my biggest thing was it a joke that the Oscar? And then I seen many messages today that were saying that it was a rehearsal, that Will did know that the joke was going to be told. The Oscars knew the joke was going to be told. We really don't know to get down to if the Oscars. If it was a copywritten joke or did Chris Rock joke himself. Nobody knows if he knew she was struggling with alopecia. No, all of these are unanswered questions. No, we don't know the answers to any of these questions. So I don't know. Still don't know. It's okay. So public that a lot of people still didn't know she had alopecia. Right. So all of that. So I don't know. Was it in good went up and punched Chris Rock? I think that we can all agree that it was distasteful. It was not the time for that. I think
we can agree on that.
That Chris Rock, it was a distasteful joke. But on the other hand, on the other side of that, we don't know if it was a joke that he told or if it was a joke through the Oscars. I don't know if it really matters. Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't.
I don't think it matters. I think for me, even if she didn't have alopecia, it still could have caused the same reaction depending on that. I know a lot of women who have cut their hair and are like, I'm really nervous about the way people are going to react toward me, and maybe extra sensitive on people saying things about how they look or making fun of it. Even if it has nothing to do with the disease, I still think that reaction could have happened.
And that's facts. And I'm going to say that because I just went to a work function with my husband. And when we left, I was like, babe, do you feel some type of way that my hair is short like this? And then he was like, what do you mean? And I was like, like maybe somebody might, people might look at me sideways and think that like I'm like the gay side or whatever, And he was like, babe, no, because it's me, that he started naming people who got short hair, but I didn't want his coworkers to feel like who is that? Like, why she got a fade like him? Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, but I play with that. But I mean, and although I think it's a nice cut and I like it like this, you know, I just wanted to be sure that he was cool with it, you know, whatever. I mean, it ain't like I'm gonna put it on no what cool with it, but I'm just like, well, you know, I just want to know. So I mean, I totally agree with you with what you're saying, Amir. You know, like, because it does bring on, because there's a lot that comes with wearing a short haircut, and there's, you know, but I said that before, like when we talked about, when I said my friend called me and was like, "Are you transitioning?" And I'm like, "Bitch, transitioning to what?" Like, you know, I'm like, you know.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, right? I mean, people right now are arguing about the definition of a woman, and then they just pretend that the definition is just your physical, like your biological, what you were born with. But we all know there's more to it than that. There's a lot more to the definition of man and woman, because Shanika, if you got a shape up, I'm talking you had the 90-degree angle, people would say like, oh, you know, I don't know what, you know what I mean? Like, there's a reason there's even a difference in the way men and women get their haircut, because they have a definition, and it's, you know, it's all psychology. We make it up. So I mean, it wasn't a good joke. I mean, I didn't get it, so I immediately was like, so why did he smack him? Who's G.I. Jill? What? So then I looked it up, and I was like,
I don't know why he smacked him.
Yeah. It's just like, huh? But I mean, for me, it was the fact that he smacked him on TV like that. I was like, that's, you know, but it doesn't affect, you know, I think for me, what really bothered me was people saying that it looks bad for all Black people. And I'm like, come on, y'all. They already didn't have us in the Oscars without Will Smith smacking somebody. You know what I mean? Will Smith's career before he smacked Chris Brown didn't make,
and it was a whole lot of violence
good
going on before
like,
Will Smith. Man. I mean, shit, 9 people were shot in Suffolk last night. Like, give me a fucking break. Like, stop it.
Chanel's face. Shanika was there.
Threw the gun in behind the dumpster. Stop. Like, you know, that, I mean, they just act like like, you know, like he was the culprit of all the violence that's happening. Like, we should not, you know, like, come on. It's a whole lot of violence, and it's a whole lot of shit going on in people's communities that, you know, stand on that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, stand on that.
But you know what? In his speech, just to kind of switch things around a little bit. So my cousin, who I really don't normally follow, but for some reason, when I was scrolling, I saw his thing. He said that he watched the whole thing. He said, here's his take. He listed a whole bunch of things, but these stuck out to me. They stood out to me. So he said, like Will Smith said, love will make you do some dumb-ish. Loving someone who doesn't love you the same way you love them will make you do some really dumb-ish. People ain't going to take but so much. When you push people, you don't get to decide how they respond. Time, place, and manner matter. Don't allow the manipulation of others to ruin your moment. And then sometimes grace is available even when we fail to ask for forgiveness. So I was like, you know what?
That was beautiful. And who wrote that?
My cousin wrote that on his Facebook.
Okay, say the last part again. Say the last part again.
Sometimes grace is available even when we fail to ask for forgiveness.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay. And then when I listened to, I was upset, but then when I went back and listened to his speech was wonderful, even though he was crying and everything, the essence of what Will Smith was saying. And I get it. He's under a lot of pressure. And I've had those feelings. He said he felt like God was doing something. I've had those times when you know something's going on inside you, change is uncomfortable. So whatever he's going in, whatever Will Smith is about to become, he's in a position right now, or he's in a place right now when it's a lot going on. So this probably was the breaking point that just came to my mind. This probably was his breaking point.
And it is a struggle. It is a struggle. Like, if you've ever been in the place of like, Lord, the guy is trying to pull you one way, your mind is another way. It will make you snap out on people and go off on people. That's why I was like, I'm not in a position to judge, because I mean, I had to tell before we came in, I said, I'm about to tell a story. I'm just letting you know, like, I can't say that, you know, people are like, don't choose violence. But listen, we have all been in a state where we, you know, like, we didn't, it wasn't that we meant to choose violence, but we did choose violence. Like, and I mean, people have their own description of what violence is. Okay. Everybody has their own description of what violence is. But, you know, like, things, being agitated, being upset, being all of those things will cause a person to disrupt, just abrupt. or not abrupt, but erupt. So, you just don't know. And when it's happening, and when you're in the middle of it, it just is what it is. And then it's not until after it all settles, the dust settles, that you figure out like, okay, that was not appropriate. I shouldn't have did that. I shouldn't have, went through all that. And I mean, and that's what I was telling Walter, because like, I mean, I've done, I've done more for less. I mean, I ain't even gonna lie.
Well, I
told you, I'm like, when I was pregnant, I ripped his necklace from the necklaces all the way down to the bottom of his shirt over a bologna sandwich.
You ain't doing it in front of 50 million people though.
Well, no, I did it, but I mean, I'm just saying, I know I didn't do it, but I'm just saying, like, when you're in something sometimes and you mad, like it just happened, like you ain't mean. And
I get that. I can get that, but something from him standing up and taking that first step should have told his ass to sit back down, because those lights, those cameras.
Well, I wonder if this right here was the light bulb moment for him.
I believe so.
That really turns on us to demonstrate the toxicity that's embedded in him by way of this relationship.
I believe so. I believe all of that. And so if you read his book, because one of the posts on Barbara Sierra's page, if you're friends with her, go on there. They were talking about, and I'm listening to his book. We're talking about all the things that he was talking about. And this really been building up to last night. What happened last night? Everything that he's been going through. He talks about a lot in his book, but listen to it.
Because it's changed who he is. I mean, this whole relationship.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't feel like, I feel like it does play some part, but I don't feel like because I woke Walter up in the middle of the night talking to him about it. And I feel like once he played Venus and Serena's father, on top of, all the, and I think that that's still a minor part, because I still feel like in his relationship, he still is playing a part in the marriage. He still, whatever is going on when you stay, I feel like, you're staying and you still playing a part in that marriage. But I think that seeing what Serena and Venus's father had to go through to bring them up out of Compton, to people who didn't believe in them, and all of that, him, and then as you said, reading the book when he talks about his mom and how he couldn't protect his mom, and then when Willow was with her music and he didn't protect her, and she ended up cutting off all her hair because she no longer wanted to do the song and all that stuff anymore. Like, I think that at that point, I think it was about him. In his mind, it's like, okay, I need to protect my family, and I haven't been doing a good job at protecting my family. And at that point, and even, all of these things, and it just came about, and maybe that was like the icing on the cake. But I mean, I'm not necessarily so sure that it's all about his marriage with Jada. I think it's
the only hole in that little scenario, Shanika, is that when Chris made the joke, they showed Will Smith. Will Smith was LOLing. He was laughing. You can play it back. He was laughing. I want to know, what was the disconnect from you laughing at the joke to them showing Jada, her not laughing, and then all of a sudden you pissed off? Because the moment somebody says something to Justin, call him a faggot or whatever, I'm going to be upset from that moment. I'm not going to laugh at it. We're going to go to blows or whatever we got to do at that moment. I'm not gonna have to look at him for him to signal to me that, bitch, get up and do something. That's what I want to know. Why were you laughing at first? Why were you laughing coming back? But what was the disconnect? What pissed you off? What really pissed you off? Why did you really do that?
Ever see him because I was always looking for him to look over at her. Like, I never saw that. I never saw that video or that clip of him looking over to her.
Yep, he felt like a coward. Mm-hmm. He said that.
Exactly.
He said that in the book. He said he's always felt like a coward up until late in his life,
He
I
wrote
believe.
in his book that okay, wait, I want to read this. Okay, Fabian says he wrote in his book. He wrote in his book that he felt like a coward at 9 years old because he didn't stand up for his mom that was being abused by his father.
Yeah.
He has guilt for not protecting people he cares about. He definitely has to continue to work on his mental health. He said that his defense mechanism back then was always laughing and telling jokes. I think that's why he laughed at the moment, because he always did that.
Mm-hmm. And he said, Chris looks like somebody I could take. Not August.
Because let me tell you
other
something.
people.
Let me tell you this. Oh gosh, Steve Harvey made a statement today, and his statement was basically saying, had it been one of the original Kings of Comedy, that would have been.
Bernie
Wait,
Mac.
he said what? He said what?
Had it been one of the original Kings of Comedy, it would have went a different way.
No, wait. Have any of them hosted the Oscars?
No, I don't think they're on that level.
I don't know.
Yeah,
but he
isn't
was
that
saying
crazy? I'm
basically-
just saying. How did
he was
Chris
saying
Rock
that-
get to that level?
Well, he didn't agree.
Oh, Chris
He said
Rock's
Will was
crossover.
wrong. He's like, it's a joke. It's a joke. You know, all comedians are going to be like, it's a joke, leave it alone. But he was saying, he said, if it had it been one of the original Kings of Comedy, it wouldn't have went down like that.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, a lot of people are saying that. Would he have smacked Jerry Seinfeld? I don't know, man. I
Who
feel
has
like
smacked
he
Steve
knows.
Harvey?
Yeah. I don't know.
No.
I feel like Steve Harvey will fall
I mean,
over.
but what Jerry Seinfeld had said, okay, again, you know, it goes back to who wrote the joke. I mean, what Jerry Seinfeld had said, can't wait to see you. You're beautiful, but I can't wait to see you in G.I. Jane, Jada. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, I think it would have been a different kind of joke. You know, I feel like that was a Chris Rock joke.
I
Even
mean,
Steve
I don't know.
Harvey-
I just feel like tied back to your damn movie, Good Hair. Tied back like
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I don't know.
It wasn't a good joke. We all agree it wasn't a good joke, and we also agree that Will probably shouldn't have smacked him.
We agree.
You know, I think it's just kind of sad. It just sucks because we all now have to have think pieces and conversations, and we got photos of white people looking angry. These are like shocked.
Looking shocked. Did you see Beyonce? That's my shit. A
I
beautiful
need to
smile.
find that one.
She was like ghetto people.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just one of those like. I mean, it's the Oscars. All of them had just boycotted it. You know, Will Smith himself boycotted the Oscars.
She put all her Jay-Z business out there too. So goddamn it.
Yeah, you know, I just wonder what Aunt Viv is thinking.
Oh, matter of fact,
He said, "I told y'all."
She commented.
She said something.
Yes.
Janet Huber.
Yes.
What did she say?
She did. She did on okay, wait, y'all. Okay, Chris Rock's statement regarding last night's Academy Awards. Okay, Chris Rock's statement. As a comedian, it can be difficult to understand which lines are to be crossed and which ones aren't. Last night, I crossed the line that I shouldn't have and paid the enormous price of my reputation as a renowned comedian. Comedy is never about poking fun or making light of people. Comedy is not like, Comedy is never about poking fun at or making light of people with major ordeals happening in their lives. Comedy is about using real life circumstances to create laughter and bring light to an otherwise dark world. With that said, I sincerely apologize to my friends, Jada Pinkett Smith, Will Smith, and the rest of the Smith family for the disrespect and disregard I displayed, which was unfortunately broadcast for the world to see. I hope that with time, forgiveness can come of this situation and we can all be better, more considerate people in the end. Chris Rock.
Now, him and Will
all the way through.
have dinner, hug it out, and let's go on with life.
All the way through. Class act. Well done.
Will did it. Chris did it. Now the world needs to do it. Release them all. And
All right, but like, wait. Well, yeah, I probably shouldn't even read her what she said because she
defended
Will.
Will.
Talk about her. She
did. Yeah, and I was like, well, he kind of treated you like shit a little bit, but I mean,
she got some money. He gave her some money.
But then did y'all see Shannon on Undisputed when he was like, I would have came up out that suit. Did y'all see him when he was like when he was like, I would have whooped Will Smith ass? Did y'all see him?
That's basically what Steve Harvey said. Steve Harvey said it had it been one of the original King's comedy.
He was like, I would have came up out that suit, out that tux, because that would have been that. That would have been.
Well,
good show, y'all.
It's been a great night.
Yeah, we went a little further than we
And
needed to.
Rosie O'Donnell. Wait a minute. Will Smith is narcissistic.
He smacked Rosie O'Donnell?
Yeah, she called him a narcissistic madman.
Like Trump tweets O'Donnell. Girl.
Sit down somewhere.
Girl, bad.
We ain't heard from you in 10 years.
Oh my God. Yeah. All right, good conversation, y'all.
All right, y'all.
Yes.
This was fun.
Y'all know it's time for me to eat.
Yeah.
Let's see if anyone else gets smacked by next week.
Yeah.
Let's see if it's 2 white people next time. We'll see how the world reacts.
Yeah. All right, y'all. So thank you. Everybody up here good? We're good?
Yes, awesome. Good show.
All right. So next week, I guess y'all don't want to tell me your best advice that you've got.
Yes, we do. Let's do it
I'm
next
starting
week.
to sense that that's what it is, because this is like the 3rd week going on now.
Okay. Promise next week.
So we're going to start next week. I want everybody to bring, even our viewers, bring the best piece of advice you've ever received.
Got it.
Well
okay, we're going to talk about that. Okay, so until next week, everybody, be blessed.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.